Richard Cross joins us. Good morning, sir. How are you on this incredible morning?
Incredible morning indeed. I'm great, Paul. Thanks as always for the opportunity to visit. What a day yesterday for the Ole Miss baseball team.
You have to put that in relationship with what we would feel like right now at this moment had it gone the other way. So I like this feeling a lot better.
No question about it. So as soon as we finished up our show yesterday, and it was a unique show. It was unlike any that we've ever done before. We just kind of had a watch along for the entirety of the game, and it was fun. I mean, obviously most people were kind of locked in on the game. We had a good time with it, but
I don't know if you knew this, but the sports did you know the sports bookies were involved in that couch scene there? On how many pieces of what was that, sausage?
Yeah. There were no pieces of sausage that ended up in the cracks of the couch. I can assure you that. It was all said and done.
There was a line on who would eat the most or how many. So I believe he did one.
Yeah, he probably did. But as soon as it was over, I went to dinner with my wife and daughter that is in town with us. The other two are at camp this week. And it was like every single person you bumped into had this big smile on their face and then was talking about how they were getting to Omaha. I mean, it kind of feels like we're moving toward one of those, with the last person to leave town, please turn the lights off. It's cool.
Well, it's a great feeling for everybody, the same way it was last year at Mississippi State, where it just permeates beyond one school or the other. It's more about the state now, and it's a great feeling. And, man, I just feel blessed to be able to do this 2 years in a row.
Yeah, it's really cool. And look, I mean, you've got fans that would push back on that, right? I mean, there are fans that would tell you, Mississippi State doing what they did a year ago had absolutely nothing to Ole Miss. And conversely, Mississippi State fans this year who would say, no, we did our thing. This is Ole Miss. So this has nothing to do with us. But you also have people who are, let me use a term that will get me in trouble here, a little more moderate. That they're not to the right or way to the left, however you want to define the two schools. This is an example only, that are kind of okay with both teams having success and don't mind seeing both teams do well. And I do think that's cool. I mean, it takes all kinds, right? You need the extremists in your fan base, but you also need the folks that can kind of look at this from a perspective standpoint for the entire state of Mississippi and go, you know what? It's pretty cool that 2 years in a row you get a team from the state of Mississippi that loves college baseball so much playing for a national championship.
For people who don't understand the significance of what Lucia did in a 2-0 shutout under that pressure at that level of competition, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the simple fact is there is not a bigger stage in college baseball, right? Mm-hmm. So you're saying, first of all, let's create the biggest possible stage with the most amount of pressure. If you lose, your season is over. And if you win, you have a chance to do something that your school has never, ever done before. And then let's add to that the fact that, 6 days ago you pitched what everybody thought was as well as you could possibly pitch. And then you just roll it all together in one, and you get this performance that just take all of those stakes away and give me UT Martin on a Tuesday night. And a 4-hit complete game shutout is really, really impressive. I mean, just from a baseball standpoint, a pitcher that throws a complete game in today's baseball environment, that's impressive in and of itself. And then you don't allow a run, and then you only allow 4 hits. I mean, you just roll all of that in with the magnitude of the stage, and it's as good as it gets. And I think there is an argument to be made. It was the best individual performance in Ole Miss baseball history, and probably one of the 3 or 4 best individual performances in Ole Miss sports history.
Well, probably one of the better decisions made by the coach to keep him in there.
Yeah, because it would have been easy, right? Or maybe easy is not the right word, but it certainly would have been tempting knowing that you had a fully rested bullpen. But at some point you go, well, can't hit this guy, and he's telling me he's good. I got to trust him. And Mike Bianco has that relationship with his pitchers. He trusts his guys to be honest with him. To, if you need to come out of the game, if you're out of gas, I need to know. But you could kind of watch, and, I guess there were a couple of times in the 7th and 8th inning where, you got to a 2-ball count or maybe a 3-ball count, and there was a little bit of traffic on the bases. But, he's rocking along. And what was it, the 6th inning, Paul, where he had the 5-pitch inning? And it was like, he's got a chance now.
Well, and
took advantage of it.
And today with the the radar clock and it's pretty accurate, and they watch that like a NASCAR with the gas tank on the final rounds. But if you're decreasing a pitch of 1 mile per hour here or there, then they take a look at that, and everything is analyzed with the analytics of baseball, which is fine. But what happens now as far as the rotation as we march forward, as far as he's concerned? When can he pitch?
Well, I think that's the big question, right? Unless something crazy happens, Hunter Elliott's going to throw tomorrow night, and he's been spectacular in his own right in the second half of this season and in the postseason. My guess is that you kind of try to piece Game 2 of the finals together, and then you hope that maybe Dylan can come back and give you something on Monday night. Given the competitive nature that we've seen from Dylan DeLucia and kind of the way he has talked throughout the course of the year, my guess is if you get a national championship hanging in the balance on Monday night, he's going to say, give me the ball. And I'm not sure that he's going to ask. I don't think he's going to say, may I have the ball? I think he's going to be, give me the bleeping ball. And he's going to try and go out and win it all. But it is short rest, right? So he pitches on Saturday of last week and then goes on Thursday. So that's shorter rest than normal. And if he were to pitch, Thursday like he did yesterday, and then have to turn around and pitch on Monday, you're talking about a second short rest stint in a row. I don't think you're worried about arm health, Paul. This is one of those guys that feels good throwing multiple times in a short period. I think you're more worried about, does this slider have the same amount of bite? Is that two-seam fastball that we saw yesterday with that late life, has it still got that, or are things a little bit flat? So, it's not so much – can he physically throw? Is the stuff that makes him special, is that there on short rest?
And then you figure in at the end of the season, of course, if it's a split on the first two, can I get 3 or 4 good innings? So that plays into it, and it's all those things why you pay a coach that much money. The other part of this, and I know nothing about Oklahoma because you guys do a good job of taking care of what I need to know in the afternoons, but how do you analyze Oklahoma?
They're really good and they're really hot. Just like Ole Miss, they are playing their best baseball at the right time of the year. From early April until now, Oklahoma has not lost a series. They were tested pretty heavily in the postseason. They had to go to the Gainesville Regional down in Florida. And that was a good field, and they won that. And then they had to go to Virginia Tech for their Super Regional, and won that. And they have gone perfect, right? 3-0 in the College World Series. They don't blow you away. There's a lot of similarity between Ole Miss and Oklahoma. They swing it well enough. They got a little pop in the lineup, and their pitching has been really, really good.
Game time coming up is
6:00 tomorrow night, 2:00 on Sunday afternoon. And if necessary, on Monday, 6:00.
Richard, my friend, it is always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so very much.
I hope the next time we talk, I will be coming to you from Omaha.
I do, too, and may your sausage plate be full. Talk to you later.